This is real basic. 2.5 cups. Hi, America. Chef John, Ghetto Gourmet. 2.5, 2 3/4 cups of flour. I got a little flour here on the side. Salt, a good heaping of yeast. A little bit of sugar. And then also I have over here just a little bit of oatmeal and cracked wheat and some flour, and I bloomed the yeast in here just because I felt like doing it different. And I've already added the salt. Last thing to go in was the sugar. Do a little extra stir, and then we're gonna make some bread. And what you hear behind me is the boiling of water. I have some things to say, and I've written some letters, and really, I'm just beyond. I'm beyond myself and comprehension of what I have had to experience at the hands of people that hate racism in Springfield, and then it's allowed to go on. It's so bad. The police here don't even listen to the city manager and the mayor. They don't care what they have to say. That's why I had a writing the other day, and I said, look, not that the police are bad people, they're human beings. Excuse me, I'm talking. Do you see? That means go away, please. A gentle will be pushed to thy locus. Okay, so it's because, man, they're screaming and calling us animals, and they shoot us down the street. And that picture of that man, I was talking to Keith Cutter, I sent him a message, and he said sorry about what happened years ago, and I was like, dude, it just happened to me 4 days ago, not just years ago, too. And I wrote to the mayor, and I'll never be the same anymore. There's something wrong with my brain, and they just took something from me. You can't shit and scream and cry for help in front of all your neighbors while being beaten by police and not have it affect you. Especially once you already have an illness called PTSD. I don't want to talk about this. Let's change the subject. We're gonna make some bread. I wanted to talk about just the beauty of the life of bread. Okay. Now, I wrote a story about the life of bread, about how bread is like a living organism, you know? And really what it is the yeast are living in there creating air pockets of gas. And get the heck out of the kitchen. So there are two basic proteins within flours, from rye flour to spelt flour to wheat to bread flours, pastry, A.P. flours. And the difference is the amount of gluten that's in each one, and the flavoring, of course, and the characteristics of the flour. Characteristics of buckwheat flour is that it is very low in gluten content, and it has a very solidifying bread, so it makes it very hard bread. The way to make bread softer is you can add milk. You can add milk. Many recipes or formulas in restaurants use powdered milk, and everything is weighed, and the last liquid that's added is only water. It helps with any variables. At home, you can put a little milk in. So I have the water. It's at about 120. It's a little warm. Now, in that mixture earlier, I also put a whole lot of vanilla. About a tablespoon of sugar in here. You can see I already got flour songé on my deck. That's French. French. Excuse me. I'm not exercising because if I exercise, I have more seizures. And the police have this. They haven't just like one cop here got mad at me because I wouldn't listen to him anymore when he was yelling at me not to be handicapped in the public. It's the 4 cops who tried to get me behind the fence one day and said there's a silent alarm going off or a burglary. And I was out harassing some people. I was in the doctor. The police were harassing me. 15, 20 phone calls. I didn't know who it was. I was freaking out. I called my lawyer and went by the police station. Said, what's going on? How do I stop this? Here I go talking about it again. I got PTSD and I'm pretty messed up right now, America. What would you do if you lived somewhere and you were so poor and you couldn't leave and you were a good man and everybody who knew you liked you, everybody who took the moment and the time, you know? The only people who hate me get something wrong with them, man. Because I got nothing but love for everybody, even racists. I've had dudes who call me nigger, and I'm like, man, you a racist? And he said, yeah. I said, well, tell you what, man, you believe whatever you want to believe, but don't come over here on me. And he didn't. He respected that. I'm so lost and confused right now. I saw that killing down in Florida, that poor man. I'm an empath. I'm an empath to the point where I could feel what he felt as they shot him. That terror. I've experienced it. I went looking into peace, PTSD, and brutality. And it's all about police because the police are all up in the studies. And that really told me something, though. That really told me something about the state of our community and the state of how we all want to live as human beings. And I don't see how any officers want to spend a life in violence and then wind up with PTSD from being brutal and wind up, killing themselves. It's not productive to the community. It's not productive to the families. I mean, really, everybody, we're being lied to. From the gangsters to the police to everybody. We're being set against each other so we can't even see the obvious. The obvious. There's one major problem. The obvious. Number 1 on the list of 13 problems wrong in America is poverty. We can break poverty into so many different forms. Poverty of knowledge, poverty of food, poverty of community education, poverty of health, poverty of just, poverty, man. So I run out of bananas when I need bananas, and I have cramps, poverty, so I can't ride the bus to get bananas. It cost me $4 just to get bananas. Poverty. If I wasn't for my father and the 2 attacks that I had where I was both assaulted on a Bell real estate by people with racism or some form of bizarre hate, being the last police officer who broke my face there, and they chased me from place to place. They chased me away from my church. Not like I'm out running the streets either. I spend 40 to 60 hours a week just trying to help people and connect people. I'll do things above and beyond. See, I did that all wrong. I put hot water in there. Poverty. Poverty of wisdom and compassion. Poverty of the American dream. Where we can't just look at any citizen and say, you have the right to do this. Enjoy your life. Be a contributor to society. Live in the society without terror, fear, or poverty. You do not have the right to cause terror, fear, or poverty. This is not American. If you think because you're a capitalist and you're making jobs, Walmart and other idiots like that, the 8th wealthiest families in the world, you know, they made as much as all of us on food stamps combined did. Seems to me that's pretty wrong. Poverty, number 1 on the list. We can put that on number 1 on the list in the world. Because I think I sent this message to Richard Branson. I sent it to the Dalai Lama. I sent it to some MCs. I sent it to the elders of the native tribes. I sent it to Keith Cutter. I sent it to thinkers, man. I sent it to Peter DeFazio, Mayor Kitty Percy, because this is something, it's like it's too long, man. How long are we going to have a screwed up community that screws up the world where we can't even take care of the ones we love, man? Something's got to change. So we're going to identify the 13 things that are wrong, and then we're going to fix them. Seems all right to me. What do you all think? I hope I get a good rise out of this, because it's not that much though. I forgot to prep. Oh, I did prep my pan. The oven's prepped. We're ready to go. I got a lot of sweat working in there, yeah. Some good stuff. Alright. Better like that. Stretch her out a little bit. And into the proofer we go. I was going to do a punched. It's hot. I gotta see you.